Okay, my name's Jonathan, and we wanted to start by thanking you for coming today, especially on your birthday, and for thanking you for serving the
I
country.
was drafted, and I was in the 34th Infantry Division, 185th Field Artillery.
John, you all right, buddy?
I landed in Ireland, and I landed in Ireland with the 1st Armored Division, and we landed in Ireland to prevent the Germans from entering England through the back door.
With all that traveling around, was it difficult to...
Yeah, well, kind of. I spent 29 days on the sea, dodging submarines, and then we went out along Greenland. Then we went into Northern Ireland. That's where we had to stay for. I was there about 6 months waiting for the Germans was going to invade England. And the 1st Armored Division and the 34th Infantry Division was supposed to stop them from going into England. And that's where I spent the time. The funny thing about it, they would take our ration. The Englishmen would take our rations and give us theirs.
I think the most difficult part about serving was...
I think the Battle of Casino and the Battle of Anzio. Then the rest of it was more routine. Well, I am still being treated for depression. That's why. But otherwise, I had a rough life, so I appreciated everything because I didn't have it, what you kids have today.
Why do you think it's important to share your story with people like us?
Well, I think mine wasn't as cheerful as yours is today, and so pleasant. And another thing is that what I spent in the war, you guys don't have to speak German today. I'll tell you one thing. Of all countries I was in, I wouldn't give you a foot of the United States for all those countries that I was in.
What big lessons did you learn from seeing things during the war?
The lessons I learned from during the war?
Yes.
Keep your head below the ground. That's the way you come back alive. No. Because if you get too close to friends, then it hurts so much when they go.
I want to know if there's anything that you want to make sure gets in the video, or any last story you'd like to tell that gets in the video.
Because they talk about hell. Hell on earth is where it's at. One of our boys, I don't know if you know, one of our boys got hit with shrapnel in the B battery. The doctor operated on that boy right there beside the guns. Took all these intestines out, put one piece of intestines in him, and he told him, don't get drunk. he made it to New York. He got drunk and he died. But you ought to see that doctor operate on him right there on the battlefield. I didn't know him. I didn't know the guy. But that's what it was. I admired the doctor because he was a real doctor. He's the one who took me away from the guns. He said, John, he said, I got to take you away from the guns. See, I was supposed to be a gun mechanic. I used to repair the 155 millimeter howitzers. And they were all 1980. And when you shot them, half of the parts would fall off of them. We had to put the parts back together before we could fire them again. And that 98-pound shell that we put in there, it would shoot anywhere from 5 to 10 miles. It depends how much powder we put behind it. And one time, the powder got wet and the shells were falling among our boys. And you want to hear the radio and the sky blowing away because the shells were falling short of what they were supposed to, because the gunpowder was wet, and they had to. But that's one of the bad parts of it. But that's about it.
We'd like to thank you for coming in. We know it's hard to talk about, but thanks for coming in and talking to us and telling us your stories. And thanks for serving in World War II for us.